I am back in my bedroom and back in my makeup drawers because I'm going to be doing another makeup declutter. I did my last one back in January of 2023. I'm here again because these makeup drawers have been getting a little out of hand. I want to go through them, see what I've been using, what I haven't been using. I don't expect this to be like a massive declutter, but I definitely know there are a couple things that I've been meaning to kind of pick out and like evaluate if I actually really want to keep these in my collection. So if you're not familiar with the way I store my makeup, I keep them in 3 drawers of an Alex drawer, and then 1 drawer has like a couple of lip products in it that don't like stand up in the shorter drawers. I also categorize everything by how I need it. So face stuff, eye stuff, lip stuff, they're kind of all neatly grouped together, which I really like about the system that I have set up. But what we'll do is we'll just kind of go through each drawer, pick up each item one by one, see if I want to keep it, and then we'll evaluate at the end what we have to declutter. Starting here on the very first drawer, this is where I keep a lot of my face stuff, concealers, eyebrow stuff, and then like face powders. So I think maybe I'll just like take one out and then we'll put things back in. I also definitely need to deep clean these drawers at some point, but I think just for time's sake, I'm just gonna vacuum each one really quick. First pan we'll go through is the concealers. This Dior concealer I use almost every single day, so definitely don't anticipate decluttering this right now. The YSL All Hours concealer, I've been meaning to use this more. It just like, it smells a little like a chemically, but I know it's been a really good concealer and it's like a little lighter, so I definitely like to use it for like brightening up. Givenchy concealer I really like. This is another Dior concealer I like. This is a tweezers, move these out. So this Makeup Forever concealer, I think I've maybe had this for like over 2 years at this point, and I like literally never use it. So I think it might be time to say goodbye to this one. That's going to leave us 4 concealers in here, which I feel like is a good amount. So next, this is like face stuff, and I already know I think it's going to be time to declutter this Laura Mercier powder because I actually have this other one here. This is more of like a pinky tinted one, and then this is like the OG original one. I've had this like literally for, oh my gosh, I think almost 8 years. So I think it's definitely time to say goodbye to this, the translucent one, because especially because I have this rose one that I've been actually really enjoying for my face as of recently. This mini hourglass powder I've had for a while, but it's actually like a perfect travel size, so I'm definitely gonna keep that around. And you guys, something I've been like not using at all are primers. I feel like these are all still good probably. I mean, the Becca one is probably a little old. And then I just like literally never used the Professional. I literally never opened it, but I kind of still want to keep them around, give them a chance. I'm also gonna add this hourglass one to it because I totally forgot that I had it. Can't see it. Out of sight, out of mind. Gonna add Laura Mercier there. Hourglass will kind of stand up, and yeah, that's looking nice. Here are brow products. Oh, this is a concealer actually. That's a lie. I'll put this with the concealers. Otherwise, these are brow products. Oh, this one, because I have 2 of these in here, I know that this one is no good because the label rubbed off. It's like much older, and I just kind of like came to the end with this, so I'm going to declutter this. But it is the same thing as this one that I bought the replacement for. I just never threw out the trash. Another Benefit, I actually use that. Mascara I've been using. I've actually been using this more often. I always kind of reach for that pen. I've actually been using powder as of recently. I definitely like to mix it up with my eyebrows. This Kybrow one, I've been like forcing myself to use, and it's just honestly not that great, so I think I'm going to declutter it. This is kind of on a chopping block. This is the Beauty Care Naturals eyebrow. I would consider this very similar to the Kylie one, but since I'm getting rid of that, maybe I can just hang on to this and see if I actually use it. It's just like a flexible, like I would almost say like it doesn't really do anything eyebrow hold. I have a couple of like eyebrow care products. I definitely use these when it comes time to trim my brows. The Refi, I haven't been using this recently. I definitely use this a lot more in the winter, but I really like this product. It like gives crazy hold. The only other thing I'm like iffy about is the Refi brow pomade here. I just like also never reach for it. It's kind of clunky and maybe it would be good travel products, but I probably still wouldn't even pack it for my travel. But I do think I'm going to hold on for it for a little bit longer. Just know like this and this are like on the chopping block. All right, and then the other thing I have going on here are oil. This is the oil blotting station. Nothing to declutter here. This Fenty Beauty powder is great. Constantly using my oil blotting sheets. So this is a brush for the loose powder. I need to wash this, so I'm not gonna put it back in, but I definitely still use this. Some other things, these are kind of floating around. So this is trash for that brow gel. This is the Dior Forever Concealer. This is in the color 1N, and I don't know if this is like more of a winter color or what for me. I think this pulls like way more yellow on me. At the same time, here's another backup of the YSL Touche Eclat, and this is in the shade 1, and then this one's in the shade 2. I'm thinking these two things are like a little yellow for me, actually, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to keep this backup. I'll just open it up. And I think I'm going to declutter these two things because I think I will not be reaching for them. Same thing with this Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer with SPF in it. I just never ended up reaching for it. I always thought I would, but I never did. And it's probably expired right now. Definitely, well, it definitely is expired with the SPF portion of it. So I think I'm just going to declutter. I just never reached for like full face products. So let's put this stuff away. I feel like I should get like another container and just put the eyebrow care products in there. All right, moving on to the next drawer. This is more like eye products, eyeshadows and things. And already we have trash. So I'm just gonna throw this out. I already know that these were like sitting out like this because I want to declutter them. I guess I was just keeping them out just in case I use them, but I definitely have not used them. These are like the mascaras and eyeliner products that I have. Definitely do reach for this single lash curler sometimes. I have two mascaras going on here. I think this telescopic one is a little old, so I'm going to declutter it. And I actually just started using this CoverGirl one today, even though I had the packaging in here, I just started using it today. NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, still unopened, but I still want to keep this around. And then I also have a white eyeliner and a black eyeliner. These are my favorite ones. I'm gonna make a note to repurchase this one because it's getting a little goopy and I think a little old. And then we have eyeshadow palettes. The two Tartelette palettes I love a lot still, especially as it gets colder. I love reaching for more of the warmer tones in the Toasted palette. And I feel like this Tartelette and Bloom palette always just resonates with me. There's always a color in here that I could reach for. I know some people don't like these palettes, but I really love them. I think they're like the perfect like lightweight, easy colors to apply. So definitely keeping these around. Makeup by Mario, I'm definitely a little iffy about, but it got it so recently. This is my most recent palette that I purchased that I don't think it's time to declutter yet, but I don't know, I'm iffy on it. Like the production doesn't seem that great. I don't think it's super long lasting. And I'm a little disappointed in this palette, to be honest. This Dior one, this is also another recent one. I actually really like this one. It is all shimmer colors, however, so just something to be mindful of. There are no mattes in this palette, but I've actually been really enjoying it every time I reach for it. And like these last like all day, like I will apply it in the morning and then that color is still on at nights. M Cosmetics palette I bought a while ago. I just feel like I'm not ready to give this up yet. Like theoretically, it's a good travel palette, but it's also around the same size as the Dior one. But I also like that it has pinky shades that I don't really have anywhere else. So I'm gonna hang on to this. So now I'm coming to a tough moment because I've had the Soft Glam and the Lorac palette for a really long time. And I know like Anastasia palettes go off really quickly. And this is just like super, super old, like over 5 years old, both of these probably. Maybe this one's like 4 or 5. I never reached for these because I like my other palettes so much more. So I think at this time, I should just declutter these because I honestly like, I'm almost scared to like put these on my face. Maybe I should keep this brush though. I don't know, do you guys use palette brushes? See if the quality is any good. The blending brush does not feel good at all, but this brush might be okay. That's like a really big change for me to get rid of those two palettes, but to be honest, I just wasn't using them. And the other things that I have in here, these are kind of technically face palettes, but setting powder for Charlotte Tilbury, maybe I'll move this up one. And then this is like the Hourglass Ghost palette. I actually really love this still. It's quite the investment a couple years ago. All right, let's put everything away from the second drawer. Also totally forgot about my Katja palette. This one's so cute and so perfect for traveling. Like this is actually a perfect tiny travel palette. All right, and we're basically on to the final drawer. So these are blushes and some lip stuff back there. Blushes are my favorite makeup product, so that's why I have a lot of them. But trust me, I do use most of them, but we'll see if I'm telling the truth in a couple moments with this declutter. Let's start with lip stuff here, and I'm a little scared because I definitely tend to hoard this stuff. First of all, we have a Summer Fridays lip butter that I haven't even opened. Well, I know I've used this, but it's still in its original packaging, and I know it's definitely past the return date. I think it's like a little darker in color than this one, but because it's so recent and I haven't really had the chance to wear it yet, I'm definitely going to keep it around. Those things are pricey anyways. Okay, so this Fenty Beauty lip gloss. It still smells good. I think I'm gonna keep it around even though I know it's relatively old, but I feel like it could be like a fun editorial type thing to keep around. Buxom still smells good to me. I definitely like reach for these more in the winter, I feel like, when I want like a fun glossy lip. Same with this one. This one has like a little bit more of a pigment in it. Yeah, it still smells good. Becca Glow Gloss. I really liked this when I first bought it, but I just kind of stopped reaching for it. It still smells fine, but I think just because of like, it's probably on the older side and I'd probably reach for these ones over it, I think I am going to declutter it. This Kylie lip blush in I'm Blushing, very creative. I actually really like this, but looking now, I liked it to kind of like dab on the color, but it looks like a little chunky and like super mattifying, and I feel like that's like not really the look that I'm going for anytime soon. It's also a little dark on me, so I'm going to declutter this. Clinique Black Honey, classic, good fall shade. Lip pencil that I haven't opened. Oh my gosh, this Bite Beauty one. It's like sticky. Honestly, I feel like I should declutter this, but I do want to make a note to get like another like pinky lip color. It doesn't smell great to me. I feel like that's a big deterrent to make me not want to wear something. The pinky lip crown, maybe like this one, the Clinique one. This is a really fun color, so I'm going to keep this around. Also gives me like nostalgia for those chunky lip things that were in the drugstore many years ago. A MAC lip liner. Going to keep this around, and same with a red NYX lip liner. Just other things that I had kind of floating around in here. Tarte Brighter Days, MAC Prep and Prime. I use this all the time, so definitely gonna keep that around. And Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I used to love this stuff when I had a sample of it, but like I just really like never reach for it. Plus I'd probably reach for the Flawless Filter over it, or just like a powder highlighter. So I'm thinking I should declutter this. Blush time. Hourglass, definitely love. Respect, want to keep. Clinique, love her, love her. Just my two highlighters. I think I'm gonna keep them around. Gucci blush, I've been loving. Two Rare Beauty blushes. Interesting, like the difference in pigment for these two. This one is super pigmented, and this one's just like, little pigmented. Two bronzers. I think it might be time to declutter the Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer. Because if I were going to use bronzer, I would reach for the Fenty one. And I like never reach for bronzer. A nice buxom like deep berry shade. So these two right off the bat, even before this declutter started, I was thinking of decluttering these because I've had them for so long, and sometimes I would force myself to use them, but I just like I'd really pick like every other blush over these, so I think these might be the two that I end up decluttering today. I love this color for the summer. Perfect strawberry shade. Dior, of course, I won't be getting rid of this. Pat McGrath, very beautiful berry color again, perfect for winter. Mini Nard's Orgasm. I like having this, even though it's super shimmery. It's just kind of fun to have. And then two Kylie blushes, but I think I actually like both these shades. So yeah, this one's very similar to the Dior one. It's like a nice cool pink. I like to keep it in my collection though. And then this one's more of like a peachy pink color. Still looks good, so. I honestly I want like a very fall blush. I wonder like what, like not a berry blush because I have a couple of those, but I'm thinking like what would be like a pink fall shade. I feel like I need to do some research, and now that I have a little more room, I can pick out something new. I should probably also get another container for the blushes and like separate them out just so I can see everything. I have to keep this here so I remember that I have it. So the very last thing is my other lip products that I keep down here with like more skincare stuff because they don't fit in the other drawers. So just ignore the other things that are going on in this drawer. Let's just focus on these. This actually went through the washer machine literally yesterday, and I think it's still good. Like I don't see any water that got in it. I also really like this product, so. This NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream is not my color, so I'm going to get rid of this. This looks so good on some people, but not me. And this Glossier Clear Gloss. I keep this around in case I like want to layer it with like lipstick, but I do also have this M Cosmetics one that I know I like more than the Glossier one. So I think that I will declutter it. Everything else, I think you guys can stick around. I will say these are probably my two favorite lip products, plus this guy, the washer guy. This mini Dior lip product is so cute, but maybe I should just put it downstairs or in my office so that like I can use it up. Pretty good on the lip products. So here I've laid out everything that I am decluttering in some way, shape, or form. These products are no longer serving me, and it's definitely helpful to at least take a look at what you're decluttering to know like maybe what type of stuff didn't work for you, what you liked, but maybe you let get old. So that's why this process is super helpful to do on a semi-frequent basis. Now time for the fun part. We get to look at the results. First drawer here, not significantly more organized, but I'd say now I can like visibly see the things that I'm going to use on a daily basis. I pulled out the eyebrow care products and put them over here because I'm not using them every day. I probably use these once a week, but they're definitely still important to have out. And you know, I probably still have a little too many like eyebrow shaping, eyebrow coloring products, but that could be a work in progress. And then I can see all my concealers here, and then just my two face powders, the loose powder and a pressed powder, which is perfect. And then of course my oil control is so important because my skin is so oily. Eye products, eyeshadows, mascaras, looking so much more organized. I am a little sad that I am letting go of two palettes that I've had for a really long time, but it's making room for what I have, and now I have room to maybe get one, let's say one more at some point. So definitely exciting to think of that as something to do in the future. See what gaps I have. Maybe a more colorful palette could be introduced here. And definitely like a mix between mattes and shimmers, because we got my shimmer, my matte. These are like a lot of shimmers. So maybe a good mix I could find. And I definitely want to reorder one of those eyeliners because I love them. The third drawer, my blushes, and as well as some of the lip products. I mean, blushes will always be my love, so I'm not mad that I have a lot. But like I said, maybe I can separate out like a couple of these and like the highlighters, put them in a container here, so that I can see more of the blushes easily. I also still want to find like a nice fall blush, so that's definitely on my list. And then we got the lip balms, lip glosses over here. I don't think that collection's too crazy in size, so pretty happy that I can see what's going on there. Last but certainly not least, these lip products that are standing up, again because they don't stand up in those shorter drawers, that's why they're in this other drawer with skincare. Maybe I'll make another video going through my skincare drawers. Yeah, pretty happy with these. I have room for 2 more, although I'm not sure what the gaps in my collection are at this moment, so definitely not in a rush to fill them. But yeah, that's it. That's actually the last drawer. That is literally it for my makeup declutter. I feel like the more frequently that I do these, the more I get the hang of them and the more I'm working towards a collection that I actually love to use, know where everything is, and just know that styles change, preferences changes, but also formulas and makeup changes. So it's best to just so it's really helpful to take the time and learn when it's time to let something in your collection go. Thank you so much for coming along with me, and I hope to see you in my next biannual or maybe annual makeup declutter as I continue on this path to a more minimalist and simple lifestyle.